question of Trump's power and how he intends to wield it demands immediate attention. His actions are reshaping the American landscape, and understanding the implications is crucial. Hey, AVAntage listeners, check this out. In the first 3 months of Trump's second term, DHS initiated a staggering 45,378 deportation proceedings. That's a 32% surge compared to the same period in 2024, according to official DHS data released this week. This isn't just a statistic, it's a seismic shift in immigration enforcement. How is Trump wielding this power, and what's the real-world impact? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the heart of the matter. Welcome back to AVAntage, where we dissect the complex political issues shaping our world. I'm your host, Ava Kensington, and today we're confronting the elephant in the room: Trump's power and his intentions. We're not dealing in hypotheticals here. We're dissecting specific executive orders, like EO 14280, policy implementations, such as the Laken-Riley Act, and the highly controversial Project 2025. We'll break down what it all means for you, from your wallet to your fundamental rights. So, grab your beverage of choice and let's get started. All right, let's cut to the chase. Since January 20th, 2025, Trump has unleashed over 60 executive orders, a pace unmatched by any president in recent history during their initial months, according to The Times. Executive Order 14080, signed on January 23, 2025, reinstated and broadened the infamous travel ban, now encompassing restrictions on individuals from Chad, Eritrea, and Myanmar, citing nebulous national security concerns and alleged gaps in vetting procedures. This isn't merely a symbolic gesture, it carries profound real-world consequences. The Migration Policy Institute estimates that over 10,000 individuals were directly impacted within the first month alone, disrupting families and lives with brutal efficiency. Now, let's dissect Project 2025. This isn't just some dusty think tank report gathering dust on a shelf. It's a meticulously crafted blueprint for fundamentally reshaping the entire federal government. The Heritage Foundation, the intellectual engine driving this initiative, aims to consolidate presidential power and impose a rigid conservative social agenda across every sector of American life. For instance, they propose a radical restructuring of the Department of Justice, explicitly aiming to replace seasoned career civil servants with hand-picked loyalists who will execute Trump's agenda without question or hesitation. According to page 47 of their chillingly titled Mandate for Leadership report, this could result in a staggering 40% reduction in the DOJ's workforce over the next 4 years, gutting its independence and transforming it into a political weapon. And it's not just about personnel purges. Project 2025 is laser-focused on dismantling vital climate change regulations and aggressively ramping up fossil fuel production, regardless of the environmental consequences. They're advocating for the complete repeal of the Clean Power Plan and the reckless opening of vast swathes of federal lands for unchecked oil and gas drilling. While the Heritage Foundation shamelessly boasts that these actions could boost domestic energy production by 25% within the next 4 years, the Union of Concerned Scientists paints a far grimmer picture, projecting that this could trigger a catastrophic 15% increase in greenhouse gas emissions, accelerating the climate crisis and jeopardizing the future of the planet. Is this reckless gamble worth the price? What about the future of education? Project 2025 proposes a draconian overhaul of federal education policy, slashing federal grant programs for teacher training and aggressively promoting unaccountable charter schools and divisive school choice initiatives. They claim this will empower parents and improve student outcomes, but the National Education Association, NEA, vehemently disagrees, warning that this could cripple already struggling public schools and exacerbate existing inequalities, potentially leading to a devastating 10% decrease in funding for public schools in low-income communities. What kind of future are we creating for our children? And then there's the ever-present issue of immigration. Trump has repeatedly vowed to unilaterally end birthright citizenship, a right enshrined in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Esteemed legal scholars like Professor Erwin Chemerinsky at Berkeley Law warn that this unconstitutional act could swell the ranks of the undocumented population in the US by millions in the coming decades. The Center for Immigration Studies chillingly projects that this could add an additional 5.4 million undocumented immigrants by 2075, creating a massive underclass and fueling social unrest. The ACLU has already pledged to mount a vigorous legal challenge to any attempt to abolish birthright citizenship, arguing that it flagrantly violates the Constitution and would condemn millions to a life of statelessness. Could this reckless policy plunge the nation into a full-blown constitutional crisis? Of course, even Trump's power has its limits. He faces formidable obstacles, including inexorable population shifts, the escalating climate crisis, and the transformative rise of artificial intelligence. For instance, if climate change-fueled disasters continue to intensify, the administration may be forced to divert critical resources and attention away from its core policy priorities. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, grimly projects that the US could face over $1 trillion in climate-related damages over the next decade, a staggering cost that could cripple the economy and overwhelm the government's ability to respond. Will these mounting challenges force a fundamental shift in priorities? And let's not ignore the crucial role of public opinion. While Trump commands a fiercely loyal base, his approval ratings remain stubbornly low, hovering around 43% according to a recent Gallup poll, with particularly strong disapproval among younger voters and minority groups. A recent Pew Research Center study reveals that a mere 35% of voters under 30 approve of Trump's disastrous handling of climate change, a clear sign of a growing generational divide. Is this a harbinger of things to come, signaling a potential erosion of his political power? So, what's the overarching narrative here? Trump is strategically leveraging a potent combination of executive authority and carefully crafted policy initiatives, such as Project 2025, to consolidate power and aggressively implement his divisive agenda. He's circumventing congressional gridlock by weaponizing executive orders and installing unwavering loyalists in key positions throughout the government. However, he's also encountering fierce legal challenges, mounting political opposition from influential groups like the ACLU and the NEA, and powerful societal trends that could ultimately undermine his effectiveness. The key takeaway is that understanding these complex dynamics is absolutely essential for accurately predicting and effectively responding to the actions of this administration. We're witnessing a high-stakes tug-of-war, with the future of the nation hanging in the balance. In conclusion, Trump's power is an undeniable force that demands our unwavering attention. His administration is relentlessly employing every tool at its disposal to impose a rigid, conservative agenda on the nation. However, he's not operating in a vacuum. Public opinion, legal challenges, and global megatrends are all exerting significant influence on his actions and their ultimate impact. The crucial takeaway is that a deep understanding of these intricate dynamics is paramount for both predicting and responding to the actions of this administration. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's keep this vital conversation going. Remember, knowledge is power, and in these turbulent times, it's our most potent weapon. That's all for today's episode of AVAntage. If you found this analysis insightful, please share it with someone who might benefit from this information. And we're eager to hear your perspectives in the comments below. What specific aspects of Trump's power are you most concerned about? Let's ignite a meaningful conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a critical update. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop questioning.